Hello and welcome. This is a lesson on pollution. Get ready to learn. Doesn't look good. Did you know pollution means putting something in the air, water, or the environment that causes harm? There are small and large pollution sources, and we have to pollute. There's no way we can be on this planet and not leave a mark. But we can minimize our impact on the planet. Why is this important? Well, we all share the same planet. What we leave behind affects other people. We can reduce pollution if we know what causes it. And pollution touches every living thing. What's important to know about pollution? Well, if we don't use materials, they can't pollute the environment. So we can conserve the 3 R's of conservation. We don't need to use resources if we can conserve. And if we don't use them, we don't make them, we don't pollute in the process. So we reduce, we don't use that much. We reuse, we use more than once. And we recycle. We use more than one time. Now, there are 2 major classifications of pollution. One is point source, the other is non-point source. So a point source pollution is a single source. You can take your finger and go, there it is. It's pretty obvious that there's not just water coming out of this drain. So you can point to this and go, hey, right here. This is a problem. Factories without treatment, you can point to these stacks and say, ha, they're coming out of there. And the good part about this is if you can point to it, you can solve it. Leaking tanks. You can point to this tank and say, this causes this. So let's fix this, and this will not be an issue anymore. So point source is very good to know that you can point to it, and if you can point to it, you can name it. If you can name it, you can fix it. Now, non-point source pollution, you can't point to one thing. There's no single source. You can't point to the cause. Automobiles. You can't point to one car and say, that's causing all this pollution. Well, it's that one and this one and a lawnmower and a truck and it's not one thing. How about people? They litter. They consume things and the packaging that keeps it safe. That's important. But now you have to do something with it. And fertilizer runoff. This is a field that grows crops that are important to eat. But the runoff of the fertilizer pollutes rivers. So we have non-point source pollution. You can't just say that bottle right there is no, it's the person that threw it there. You can't say this little piece of fertilizer is bad because it's going to run off. We got to protect the river. Well, it's this one and this one and this one and farms up and down the river. So we have point source and non-point source. Now, factory pollution. When you make things, sometimes you have to heat them up, sometimes you have to react them with other chemicals, and the byproducts go out to smokestacks here. Well, smokestack scrubbers, they remove gases and particles. In other words, when you burn something, the smoke contains particles. That's why you can see it. And at the top of these smokestacks, you can put machines that will scrub. It will take these particles out of the exhaust. That's good. It also costs money. But it's a solution to a point source issue. What about in the house? Air filters and air ventilation removes indoor air pollution. You may have these in your home. These are filters that go in your furnace. Look at all the dust that was collected. So why is this important? We all share the same planet. We can reduce pollution by knowing about it and knowing where it comes from. And pollution touches every living thing. There's your lesson on pollution.